Here's not exciting.
There. Oh, there it is. Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back to Regrettable Reviews. Yeah, I am Regrettably Arthur, and I'm here with my co-host, Regrettably Bridget.
I like that.
Here to bring you and Dredded. No, this movie should not be dreaded. This might be our first argument. I'm fighting with you now.
Oh, wonderful.
But we're doing Judge Dredd, the 1995 Sylvester Stallone vehicle, which, I mean, it fit right in with RoboCop.
It definitely had RoboCop vibes. I will 100% give it that.
I'm going to stop you right there. RoboCop has Judge Dredd vibes. The comic books existed long before RoboCop, and it borrowed so heavily from Judge Dredd that they couldn't make this movie until 1995 because of that. They were worried it was too close to RoboCop because RoboCop stole everything Judge Dredd.
Okay, yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. I feel like I'm about to break your heart here, man. I did not love this.
What? What's not to love? It's cheesy. It's fun. There's action. There's robots. It's cyberpunk. It's dystopia.
It's not that I have nothing good to say about it, because that's not the case. My thing about this is it's fun in all those ways for about 20 minutes.
For each of those things, though.
No, for all of them at once.
What? I disagree. Every set is so well made. You're walking up. How many extras are in those scenes?
Again, I have good things to say about this, and it's like.
Oh, I should start it.
The fact that we used to put, like, that true effort used to be put into kind of like a mid-budget film.
I don't know what the budget on this was like. So it definitely starts strong. It's in 1995, and they still did the 80s text scroll.
Yeah,
we don't feel like setting up the world, so here's a paragraph.
Yeah.
At least there's a voiceover, I guess.
Kind of helps.
No, that's exactly what's not to love. Rob Schneider is exactly what's not to love.
Yeah.
No, we'll get to that later.
We will get to it. But no. Well, first of all, this future sounds a little too real.
Of course.
Don't love it.
Yeah, it's set in 2139. I just said before we started that that's about 100 years off. We're much closer to this than they realized. They were very optimistic in the 80s when this comic came out. Actually, did it start in the 70s? Did the comic start in the 70s? I thought it was early 80s. I thought it was the very early 80s.
2099 AD, I believe, was the comic.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was 1979, and that's why I made it 2099.
I don't know.
I will say right off the bat, the special effects are pretty damn good.
Right? So, like, the armor they do for the normal cops, like the guards, is very stormtroopery, but more realistic. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because, like, that full armor thing.
Move the mic?
Maybe. I don't know.
Sorry.
Bridget's volume is a lot lower than Arthur's. Well, I also yell, and she doesn't yell. That's just a...
Not quite as much. Also, Josie Packard?
I'm sorry, who's that?
Joan Chen. She was in Twin Peaks.
So, see, there you go.
1977.
Oh, wow. See, I would have thought 79 and 2099 was a whole thing. All right, my bad. Well, okay, so 77 was just a great year. Star Wars and Judge Dredd.
Sure.
The source material. You don't have to love this movie. The source material, though. The comic book.
I mean, I know literally nothing about it. I mean, conceptually, I do rock with this.
Yeah, it's this, but better. Because this is...
Sure.
So, it was in the trivia I was looking at earlier.
Here.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Which ones control that mic? Is it the ones on the left or the ones on the
Go to Reaper and see which one says Nick.
Oh, yeah, that's also a good idea.
And that'll tell you which input on the thing you need to turn up. So Nick
Sorry, I don't yell.
Input 6, I think it says. Right? Is that what that says?
Oh yeah, input 6.
Yeah, so over there, turn up the 6 knob or turn it up in Reaper. Either way, I could definitely see. Look at me, mine is peaking, and it's well, I'm also catching halfway on yours.
There you go. Try now. Get a little closer to the mic too. You're kind of far.
How about this? Will you any better?
That looks better.
It looks a little better, yeah.
Maybe, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So, I totally got
I
off on
know.
that. I was reading this earlier. It's actually a little bit Sylvester Stallone's fault because he thought this was supposed to be an action comedy, and he kind of pushed
Really
that on
leaned
set.
in on it?
And in getting other people to also do it, and also they cast Rob Schneider, and so
yeah. So like, what did you expect?
yeah, like he was supposed to be the comedy relief, I would assume. Otherwise, why
Why would he be?
why
there?
would he be there? Right. So, I don't blame Sylvester Stallone for that assumption or for him pushing for a little bit more comedy, because 2 minutes of comedy in an action movie, weird. 30 minutes of comedy in
Yeah.
an action comedy makes sense.
Yeah,
The comedy's bad though.
the comedy is very bad.
I will tell you this: if you cut out almost every single scene involving Rob Schneider and more or less all of the jokes except for a few one-liners,
Mhm.
and those one-liners aren't really jokes so much as clapbacks,
Yeah.
I think this would definitely be improved.
Yes.
I mean, it's only at an hour 28, so
something like that.
if you brought it down to say 80 minutes and took out every second of the comedy that you could,
You're
probably
approaching.
improving
yeah.
on the dark, gritty feel of it.
We got to start rioting like this.
I mean, the French do.
And
I was reading.
And look what they have.
I was reading a post, and it was this American woman who's dating a Frenchman, and he was like, "I don't understand. I thought you weren't happy." And she was like, "We're not." And he was like, "But nothing's on fire."
Yeah.
It's like that. You'd think that's a joke, but look at when they tried to raise the retirement age in
They
France.
were like, we
they
will
burned
burn
police cars in the street
They're like, we will burn Paris to the ground.
for trying to raise the retirement age. What do we let happen here?
Nothing but respect.
Land of the free to be overrun.
As much as I mock the French language,
You might as well push the Nick's not here, but
as much as I've mocked
we're watching Judge
French-
Dredd. It's gonna happen.
as much as I've mocked the French.
Oh my god. Oh, I love that so much.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, my brother's never seen the Billy Butcher, is what he calls it, the Billy Butcher version, because the other version is Carl Urban,
Gotcha.
is Dredd. And that one is a little bit more true to the comics because it's darker and grittier, and he never takes his helmet off.
Mhm.
You never see his full face in the whole movie. I think you would like that one probably better, but you wanted to watch this one because you said, I don't know if I want to see the remake before I see the original. Well, that was your choice.
Jeez.
So what I said to my brother was, this version is like Tim Burton and Michael Keaton Batman versus Batman Begins / Dark Knight is the other one. The other one's like Batman Begins Dark Knight, much more dark and gritty and tense.
Okay.
Far less comedy, almost zero.
All right. Sure.
I mean, once the setup, there's zero comedy. There might be a couple laughable jokes or something, or references or phrases they say that are chuckle. That's done once the setup starts.
Yeah.
And that one is also what is it? Attack on the Block, or Attack on Precinct? Yeah, Attack on the Block. It's all set in one building, locked down.
Ooh, fun.
It's really cool.
Maybe I will check that out. Sick demonias, bro.
Right? I want those boots. I unironically want this outfit.
Oh, I don't like it.
I would cosplay this shit so hard.
And you're right, as you should. I think it looks stupid.
It very much is stupid. The gold and everything.
Yeah.
Again, in the remake, it's I don't even want to call it a remake. It's just a total entire reboot of the franchise that never got sequels, which it should have. But it's much more demure colors, subdued, not flashy, because
this is very flashy.
They take it a lot more seriously in the remake, and in the sense that your judge, jury, and executioner, it's not glitzy and glamoury.
Yeah.
This is very glitzy glamoury.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, this whole Rob Schneider,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't even think we need the character at all.
No, and again, it's just Rob Schneider. If
Objectionable in almost every way, almost every movie and
have
in
you
real
seen
life.
the interview where he insists that vaccination is against the Nuremberg laws?
I mean, I'm not surprised. He's, like I said, a whole human being. The
Yeah.
best thing he's ever done is create El King.
Sure.
That's his daughter. El King, the musician,
Oh,
is his daughter.
huh, didn't know that.
And she hates him.
She absolutely hates
Oh,
him. Right.
cool.
Yeah. I think they tried to reconcile at one point and she just couldn't do it. She's just
Anyone
like,
who
"Nah,
hates anyone
fucking
who
go."
hates Rob Schneider is okay by me.
Yeah, he's a piece of trash. But like, I'm trying to think genuinely from the get-go, the movie actually opens on him. He's
Yeah.
the first character you meet. Well, you know, the guard, but like main character you meet is him being released from prison.
Mhm.
And that has nothing to do with the main plot line other than that he's a repeat offender.
Yeah.
He's then meeting the gang violence people, and that's irrelevant. They're already there doing the gang violence, and we can do cutscenes without a main character. That's
Yeah.
fine. We can cut to the other people without having a main character there. Have different points of view. It's okay.
Yeah.
Then he's rescued from the robot.
hmm
Then he's on the prison ship. Then he betrays Dredd for the cannibals. And
Yeah.
then comes back. He's very much a turncoat. He's
Yeah.
definitely going wherever. He's a rat. But like, what does he do? Is there ever a moment where he actually pushes the story forward?
Not really.
can't think
Or at
of
least
one.
Nothing is springing to mind. Yeah, you really could kind of cut him out.
Oh, the Hammerstein, the giant robot at the very end of the movie, he pulls a bunch of wires. He's a hacker, but he doesn't hack it. He just pulls a bunch of
Oh,
wires.
Yeah.
Which means, and hear me out, that could have been anyone, not him. We don't need that character.
Yeah.
The hacker character never hacks the whole fucking movie. You know who it could be? The smart guy.
Yeah.
We already have another like tech genius guy on the judge team.
Yeah.
And that means the main characters will all three be judges.
Yeah.
Which, you know.
So there's definitely much to improve on, at least in
But-
my humble opinion.
But what?
Sammy says hello.
My child is watching.
I love it.
Hello, Samuel.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah,
I
improve
think the
upon.
booby trapped gun thing is kind of smart. It's a cool plot detail.
Yes. Okay, so you got to be a judge to hold one. But okay, so here's the implication. What does a judge have on him that it is identifying with?
Maybe
And we
like-
know what it is. It's the DNA thing, but like
Yeah.
they don't know about the DNA thing. So what do they think is causing it? Because they make a whole point that any judge can pick up any lawmaker,
Yeah.
which is the name of the gun, which is super cool, by the way. For
I'll
this
give you
gritty
that.
setting.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Like for this setting, all of the things they do are pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't want this to be reality, which is what makes it uncool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But of course, you know, this is like the people that watch The Punisher and root for the like cops.
Yeah.
Like this is meant to make them look terrible.
Exactly.
They look terrible.
100%.
He's for sure an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Eat recycled food. It's good for the environment and okay for you.
Little too on the nose.
Again, they think we're gonna make it to 21.39 before we eat recycled food. You're silly.
He just looks so action figure-y.
Judge Dredd? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm sure there were action figures, and I would have
Oh yeah.
killed for one when I was a kid, but you know, we don't have one. That's why we've got the Terminator skull out.
Yeah, I like the set design. Like there's a very clear show of effort in
Yeah,
all of the set pieces. Like
everything here. Like you could see the rust and the grime in this building because it's one of
Mhm.
those apartment buildings
yeah.
where the citizens live. I do like that judges question whether summary executions are necessary.
Mhm.
Like, it's okay that you are a street judge and you're the judge and the jury and you choose people's sentences, but like, why are executions your go-to, Dredd?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a little much.
and then of course Jordan Prochnow can't play a good guy, so he's like, we should expand execution to include lower crimes.
Yeah.
Because
Which, of course, the powers that be are looking to expand executions.
I mean, I'm in no way surprised. Jorgen Prochnow is, I guess, the Elon Musk of this world.
Oh, great.
I did it. I said it. You can't stop me.
Listen, don't get me going, or we'll have to have the our pod. We'll have to hit the
We'll
our
have to do a
podcast
be right
button.
back. Yeah.
We'll have to hit the our podcast button
So we can
again.
rant for a little bit. But
I'm filled with rage.
yes, I mean, we all are. Yeah. So, I mean, I got, there's lots of things to complain about in the movie, but overall, I think it's star-studded.
Yes.
Jorgen Prochnow, Max von Sydow, Sylvester Stallone, Armand Asante, like that's great for your cast. Giant robot that kills.
Giant robot that kills is one of the absolute best things about this movie. The
Right?
fact that they built
They
that.
built that.
That's fucking incredible.
There's like
bro.
5 different motors, like one for each limb and one for the head, and they're just like remote controlled. But like that's a real thing.
So cool.
I would have like killed to take that home if I was the guy who built that. I would have been like, oh no, it fell off the back of the truck.
It got stolen.
And that motherfucker would be back at my house. And now, 30 years later, you could have absolutely turned that into one remote control and simplified things. And that could be just like something that greets people that come to your house.
Yeah, that would be
Status.
sick. Yeah,
Ugh.
that's one of the best things about this movie.
And he's got no screen time. I would love to see him
Yes, I
about
wanted to see
twice as
more
much
of
as he's
him.
on. He gets like what, maybe 10-ish minutes tops.
Something like that. He's
Twice as much.
amazing.
I want to see the street war that gets escalated more
Mm-hmm.
because really it's just a couple minutes of clips of judges
Yeah.
getting pushback,
hmm
which we already saw in the opening fight. A judge died.
Yeah.
So it's really not that different.
It's so easy. Or it would be so easy to give this a little more depth.
But they spent a lot of time on the when they're exiled, Oh, and I will complain about this. It's so annoying. Oh, look out behind you turns into an oh, look out behind you turns into oh, look out behind you.
Mm-hmm.
That scene where Dredd is being attacked by Junior
Yeah.
as a surprise, then he goes to kill Junior, and then he turns around and then someone surprises him again, one of the guards, who gets surprised by Max von Sydow, who gets surprised by Junior. What?
I had trouble following that sentence.
You watched it.
Yeah.
And it was just that. It was like literally get surprised, get surprised, get surprised. Because like a chain reaction of, I don't look behind me, even though I just killed someone behind me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if only Sylvester Stallone could act.
I mean, there's roles that fit him. This actually is kind of an okay role. He's very deadpan.
Incredibly deadpan.
Tango and
Yes.
Cash is an excellent role for him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not a movie for this show, so we'll have to have you guest on Defenestration Hour and have them.
That's straight up Defenestration Hour.
Tango and Cash is 100% something that is Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone playing two cops. It's a buddy cop thing where they're not buddies. They hate each other. And
Okay.
so you have straight-laced cop who follows all the rules, wears suits, does everything by the books, and rogue cop who's like busting through doors and blowing shit up. Which one do you think is which?
Sylvester Stallone is going to be the straight-laced cop.
Okay, you're correct. And it's so funny to see them, together trying to solve problems, and then they're wrongfully accused and end up in prison. It's just a fun movie.
All right, sure.
This doesn't make sense to me. The prison scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so he deactivates the guns with his voice, and he deactivates the shield and turns on the guns with his voice,
Mm-hmm.
and then he shoots him through the throat, and he can't really speak. Okay, I totally understand that it's apparently only voice activated. Don't really buy that.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
But also, I don't buy that when he panics about that, he runs, even though he knows that the guns are going to shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
But then the guns do shoot him. And then what happens in the next scene?
Oh, don't a bunch of guards run in and the guns don't shoot them?
But they wouldn't because they turned them off. They overrode them from outside, right?
Oh, yeah.
But they come in, and Armand Asante had crawled under the plank, the gangway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The metal thing that stretches
The little
above
bridge.
the abyss. Yeah, the bridge, the metal bridge. So he crawls under that while the guns are still on. How did he get past the
Actually,
guns?
Yeah.
Don't tell me he did that in the 7 seconds between when they finally got the guns turned off and the doors opened.
Yeah, hell no.
He like ran out into the middle and ducked under.
No.
And then these highly trained guards at this, maximum of maximum security prisons are going to walk in and get what? Surprise, there's someone behind me. Thrown off and also let go of their gun.
Yeah, no.
How did he get the gun from him?
This is all so ridiculous.
And then he hides in a body bag.
Yeah.
Why? What was the purpose? For the deadly reveal of, I'm actually still alive.
Yeah.
But we know you're alive.
Oh my god. That was a cool design piece there.
I did like the puzzle box that had his old badge in it and also was
becomes a
itself a
gun.
gun. Yeah.
That was pretty sick.
I think there's a better way to give that line though. It's an ancient puzzle with the secret to life. Oh, yeah, what is it? It ends. I mean, you could have
Okay.
said the secret to life is death would even be better than that.
Yeah. Yeah, this BS.
How did he get halfway down? See, he's past that guy. That guy already got shot.
Yeah.
I'm upset by this. I'm genuinely annoyed. And then how does he throw that guy off? And
We'll never know.
so this is one of the comedy lines I said would stay.
Yeah.
The if you can get it to work line.
Mhm.
Very good. It's good because it's poignant. It fits into the scene. I like that when Max von Sydow asks him to go train at the academy, he's like, unarmed combat or marksmanship? He's like, ethics. Wait, the guy who kills more people than anyone else that
Is
you
gonna
just
go-
questioned on his decisions
Gonna go teach ethics.
is going to teach ethics. Is it to give him a refresher? Because he's certainly not teaching good ethics.
Yeah, no.
I think the motorcycles are interesting because they work as hover bikes and motorcycles.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you would need that.
I feel like it's just to be futuristic, honestly.
Right,
Or like to
But why wouldn't it just be a hover bike then? What is
Couldn't
the
tell you.
purpose of the wheels that have to come up and you drive on it?
not a clue.
Like, from a sci-fi perspective, that's a weak point. Like, you don't need a machine that has wheels and hover abilities.
Yeah.
Just
Also,
straight
just
landing.
like narratively, this is so predictable. Like, of course, he's a lab-grown super cop, and of course, the lab-grown super criminal is his brother, his long-lost brother that he never knew about.
Not technically brother though. Like literally
Still.
just made from the same gene pool. Not even clones technically.
You can see it coming a mile away, man. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you see Armando Santi and he is made to look as much like Sylvester Stallone as he can,
Mhm.
And then, hi Donner.
Oh.
It's like it's so clear that they're supposed to be something, and so
Mhm.
I thought they would be real brothers, and then they go the clone route. Well, the gene pool route,
Yeah.
which is so weird, by the way.
Just make them clones.
Just pick, but also you're implying that you think like morals, morality, and ethics are genetic.
Very weird argument to make.
I don't think that's true. Like,
no,
I don't
not
think
even a
any
little bit.
study kind of proves that at all.
No.
I feel like it's a lot of education.
The Starship Troopers thing of the shared locker room to
Again, this came
Project
long before
future.
Starship Troopers.
do I look do I look like I have these dates memorized?
We just said 1977.
Oh. Clearly I didn't retain that information.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I really do like the line, though. Haven't you ever had a friend? Yes, once. What happened to him? I judged him. It's the only emotion he really shows the whole movie,
Yeah.
and it really does make that line powerful. But also, like you said, come on.
Come on. Yeah.
As soon as he
Come
said,
on,
"I had a
man.
friend once,"
Yeah,
We know what happened.
I had a friend once, of course, like, you know, the fucking
Absolutely no.
the
That man was
dedicated
judged.
loner.
After that speech he just gave, where he's like, "You
Mhm.
will be alone
Mm-hmm.
in the dark, and even if you're successful, the only thing you have to look forward to is to eventually do the long walk into the wilderness."
Also, the long walk thing is just stupid. Why do you get exiled when you retire?
What the fuck is that about? Like, why wouldn't that be like an up and coming rookie thing?
Yeah, why?
Like rookies train out, you know?
Why would any like?
Who the fuck wants
Why
that?
are you de-incentivizing retirement?
Yeah, I absolutely would not retire. That's a really good point. They did. They disincentivized retiring. And that's why, take a look at that council. Not one of them is not a gray hair.
Yeah.
They're absolutely an ancient order of supreme judges.
Mhm.
So how often does someone get promoted to the supreme justices?
Not fucking often.
Yeah, because they don't retire. But you get to make like a random last wish when you retire.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
And let's just be clear here. You can make it something where like someone deserves the death sentence, which again, framed, take that out for a second.
Yeah.
He was in court
Yeah.
and was proven guilty, falsely, but proven guilty, and his punishment was death. And you can just go, nah.
Yeah.
That's what you can do. You can just go, I cared about justice my whole life. I can fuck it up this once.
Yeah.
And what is the limit then to what you can request on your way out? Can I be like, I'd like to abolish the judge system?
Maybe?
What are the rules? I don't understand them. They're not set up.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. Oh, this robot. This robot, this robot, this robot. I love it.
Oh, this robot is everything I've wanted in life. This line is so 90s and 80s right here, where he's like, it's non-functioning like my wife. Like, oh, God.
Can we not?
Like, hey, let's everybody just trash our wives and, you know.
I hate my wife humor is the bane of my existence.
I just, like, I didn't even like it when I was younger, and I would see it in sitcoms and stuff. But, like, every year, I love it less and less. And by that, I mean, I despise it with all my... You see the joke, and it's like, why?
Why?
Like,
Why are you married then?
also, that's not real. We don't go to, like, poker nights with the guys, and we all go, oh, my wife's a fat bitch today. You know, that's not what we do.
Yeah.
In fact, we talk about, like, music and drugs and fun stuff.
All other sorts of shit.
The commiseration is unrealistic.
Mm. And of course, you know,
More like brunch conversation. Yeah, it's true. I do that over mimosas, not a poker table. God, respect the poker table.
And then of
This
course,
fucking
oh,
guy.
it's supposed to be non-functioning, but there's a secret way to.
One fucking wire?
Yeah, that's.
That's like tanks. You can buy a decommissioned tank.
God, look at this guy. Look at him go.
I do love him so much. But you could buy a real decommissioned tank. But there's a couple things that they have to do. They have to remove the entire firing assembly, and they have to plug the barrel. Can you unplug the barrel? Yes. Can you replace a bunch of parts and make it a functioning tank? Yes. Is it 3 seconds of work? No.
No.
Can you buy ammunition for said tank that you just re-enabled? No. So,
It's bizarre.
like, you could buy a decommissioned Black Hawk helicopter, and guess what? Everything's been stripped off of it.
Yeah.
And you can't buy the parts to put back on. So you just have a really cool looking helicopter. Fantastic. Good for you. I'm sorry, it just bothers me that it's just one wire, like, click.
Yeah, I know. It's dumb.
There you go. Rob Schneider should have been a bad guy character. Should have been the
He should have died after one quip.
yes, he should have been that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he should have tried to save his life by helping him get the robot working and then been summarily executed anyway.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't get this scene with the
There was
rich guy.
so very little point.
Well, here's the thing. We live in a world where the judges make all the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy is out here implying that he has like rich connections. And that matters.
Apparently.
unless his dad is literally one of the supreme justices or his mom, why would it matter? Because those judges are second rank in this city.
Yeah.
There is no one more powerful than them. If your Papa Bear came and said, like, you were mean to my son, they could decide, well, that was assault of an officer and you're going to jail for 5 years.
Mhm.
They could just decide that.
Yeah. Just...
Yes, that is true.
I thought the fight choreography in this was pretty decent.
Yeah. There weren't enough, like, fight scenes.
No.
Because there's guns. I mean,
Yeah.
and I do love the Lawmaker. Just being able to go, full auto, grenade. Unrealistic. I understand that. But
Kind of cool.
cool that you could just have one gun that does all that.
Mm. I found his very stupid convictions regarding the law very tiring.
Well, so what's really weird about that is in the first scene where he's making judgments, he lists off each crime and the penalty under the book for it, right?
Mm.
And even when he's arresting Rob Schneider's character, Fergie,
Yeah.
I can thank him for that. I'm sure that's how we got Black Eyed Peas Fergie. I'm not sure. I'm just being an ass. But anyway, he's listing off, oh, you've been out less than 24 hours and you've committed this crime. This is the punishment for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's technically correct. There's nothing wrong with that. This scene, he sees a guy who has a lot of parking tickets and blows up his car.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. That's clearly not in the law books. Like, why would that be the solution?
Yeah.
Like, repossessing the vehicle would be
Something
better
like
for
that.
society because then you could sell it and make money off of it. It's just
Yeah, I have
impractical.
a lot of questions.
And there's not a lot of answers because it's a short movie with a lot of the focus being on this subplot of one Supreme Justice being technically trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
What he thinks is the right thing is to have more judges, and the best way to do that is to start more
Cloning
crime.
people?
Well, yes, that part aside, but like to start more crime to get them to want more judges.
Yeah.
I get his like thought process. He is a little bit sympathetic of a villain there. But as always, I find my problem with villains is that their planning is poor.
Oh, yeah.
The very first time he runs into Rico, Rico's in his fucking office with that giant robot.
Mhm.
He's like, hey, by the way, feel free to come into this building filled with cops with this decommissioned war robot, and you, who are a fucking fugitive, actually, you don't exist. You've been erased, but besides the point, and just break into my office.
Yeah.
And he still goes with that. He doesn't go, you know what? I think I've changed my mind. You're a problem.
This is kind of branching off of like the set design being pretty good. I thought the makeup was good as well, like for the cyborg guy and for the the half-formed clones.
Yeah.
I thought they did a decent job.
Yeah, for the clones, some of those were stuntmen in like full makeup, and some of them were just like dolls, like
Mhm.
made, but they were real. They weren't just
Yeah.
like half-assed. There was a lot of detail into.
There was a shit ton of detail, and I really appreciated that.
And you're right, Junior, even though he's a stupid character, has great makeup.
Yeah.
Like that's excellent costume design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
Now, see, this makes sense that their dress uniforms when they're off duty are black and gold or gray and gold.
yeah.
That makes sense. That's realistic. But
Mhm.
yeah, their street uniform should absolutely be black and brown or brown and brown or
Yeah.
gray or the shiny gold armor doesn't seem.
Yeah,
Practical.
it's so action figure-y.
Yeah.
I hated the stupid ass forced romance.
Yeah, there didn't need to be a romance. There doesn't always have to be. And also, hey, we have a female character, so she must be falling in love with our lead male.
Yeah.
Why? Like, they are completely different people.
Mhm.
And that's okay. She has her strengths and would have made a pretty cool character outside of her budding romance with him.
Yeah. That shit annoys me. I found myself bored.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been bored by this. Oh, lawgiver. I keep saying lawmaker. It's the lawgiver, which actually is a lot worse
Yeah.
because it's like, yeah, the only laws that I can mete out are bang bang.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Lawmaker, I don't know. I just feel like that's more of like a, hey, this is the last resort at the end of the law. I've made this law. I don't know.
Yeah. Joan with a gun. I am free on Thursdays.
I mean, we all are. Please hit us up.
Also, at the end of the movie, how did we wind up in the Statue of Liberty?
Why did we end up in the statue? Where did we
What
end
was
up?
the point?
Why is the Statue of Liberty there? Why was that brought? So we're clearly in America, and they
Yeah.
brought that as everything was dying. Clearly, this was somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know, Washington, D.C., or New York City, or Philadelphia, or something like that, where they consolidated everybody.
Mhm.
And they said, you know what? We need this shining symbol of hope. The shining symbol of hope for like immigration and welcoming people in is what you're going to put in the center of your keep people out
Yeah.
80-foot walls, armed guards.
Yeah.
I'm very confused. It just doesn't seem practical.
No, absolute ridiculousness. Yeah, my one-line review is fun for about 20 minutes.
I don't know. I think there's more fun than that. I think that's a little harsh.
And maybe I'm just being mean.
Maybe. But you're also entitled to like different things, so that's fine. But I think it's a fun action movie. And I will definitely grant you that they could have made the whole movie better by focusing on that.
This also, it just feels so for a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. This came out when I was 9.
Which is why I am not rocking with it. I am simply not the target audience.
I guess, yeah. It's fun. It's just fun. I think it's really fun. Is it like, a stellar movie that should have won awards? No, definitely not. Yeah, advertising the back comic books. That makes sense. I think this was the first movie that came out at the same time as the video game.
Fascinating.
Like, it wasn't like they made the movie and then because of the success of the movie, they released the video game. At the same time, they were going in both routes. So the video game is source material from the comic books, not the movie. And it's a side scroller SNES? Yeah, SNES game where you're Judge Dredd running around, shooting people.
Yeah.
Which, again, source material, that's really all he does. He doesn't have emotional growth where he suddenly goes,
Yeah.
maybe killing people's not the right thing for the law. It's Judge Dredd's whole thing. His whole thing is,
Yeah. Yeah, I just wasn't here for it.
That's fine. I mean, it's better than some of the suggestions. Like in the trivia, there was like, oh, we almost cast this person, or we almost did this. Like there was going to be a Judge Death instead of Rico, and it was going to be literally a skeletal supernatural being who thought that being alive was illegal.
Sure, why not?
They make a reference to that with Rico, where he makes a very good speech about guilt and innocence is just a matter of timing.
In some cases.
Well, inevitably, someone's going to break a law.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's his whole point. The difference is he is that Judge Death kind of guy where he's like, the punishment for all crimes is death. So if you can't follow the rules, I might as well kill you. And since eventually you'll break the law, I'll just kill everybody. And that's why he's a bad guy. Ugh. Jurgen Prochnow. Impassioned speech. Angry German.
Every cheesy action movie has a scene like this.
Yeah, two people yelling at each other.
Yep.
I love the line "I am the law" that he says.
I thought that
am
was so
the law.
cheesy.
It reminds me so much of like Wild West movies where like the sheriff's like, well, around here, I am the law, you know, and that's fine because that's
Yeah, this is just so goofy, and
what makes
and
it
for
fun.
me, it's not in a fun way.
Okay, well, eventually we'll check out the other one, Dredd,
All right.
down the road. We'll give it some time, and when we do that, we'll see how you feel about that. I feel like better. I'd like the solid bar for the handcuffs.
Yeah.
That's actually way more practical than chains.
Mm.
I mean, yes, it's something they can hit things with, but also depending on the length of it, it's very strictly controlled,
Yeah.
and they don't have a range of motion to do things.
Like hit their microphone.
You can't stop me. Also, why do they only use the lawgivers? They have these huge shotgun things.
Yeah.
We never see them using those.
I don't know, dude.
We'll let the
we do
healing
not.
begin before we move to Dredd. Yeah, she does need a break. Hey, she gets a movie between now and whatever else I pick, so maybe.
Oh, I get a movie, all right.
So the rating on IMDb for this is a 5.6. 128,000 people came together and said this is a 5.6, which is well above the watchability. But they don't use scale, so I have to know. As the incumbent, I want to know what your opinions are.
For rewatchability, for me, it's gonna be like a 4.5.
So just below rewatchability.
Just below rewatchability.
Okay. Like you
And-
might rewatch it if like a couple of people want to check it out,
Yeah.
but you would never go out of your way to be like, all right, you want to watch it? Yeah, I'll watch it with you.
That's exactly how I feel about it. So for rewatchability, it's going to be a 4.5. And then for what it does for the genre, I mean, I'm sure the original Judge Dredd comic did more for the genre of science fiction than
Yeah.
this movie ever had a chance to.
Right.
So for that, I also feel like it's like a 4.
Yeah. So it really suffers from having other movies borrow from it
Mhm. Yeah.
before it became film.
Yeah, before
That
it was
really
movie
sucks.
itself.
Because literally they couldn't make the movie when they wanted to because it would have piggybacked on RoboCop, and RoboCop just ripped it off so hard.
Yeah.
Even the outfits, you know, the half helm,
Mm-hmm.
body armor, you know, harsh, you know, judgments on the street.
Yeah.
God, that fucking robot! I want more robot.
Practical effects, my beloved.
Yeah. So for me, rewatchability, I will give it a solid 6.
Okay.
Because I will rewatch this and enjoy it. Like I'll show it to my son, you know, when he's a little bit older, and he'll have a fucking blast, you know. There's not a lot of reasons to put this on in the background. You know, you have Halloween parties, you can put on mediocre Halloween movies in the background.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have a lot of like cyberpunk dystopia parties,
Yeah.
you know. So there's no reason for like to have a group of people and throw this on in the background.
Mhm.
So maybe I'll bring it down to a 5.5.
Yeah.
I would want to rewatch it, but like rewatchability to introduce it to other people is a little on the low scale because they've either seen it or it's hard to find a cause for this to be the movie.
Yeah.
So like a personal 6, but like a rewatchable with a group, maybe like a 5.5. For
Mhm.
what it does, I have to absolutely remove the comic book from my brain and the video game from my brain and just think of this movie and what came before it, what comes after it. And I have to admit, unfortunately, so many things did it before this that even if this did it better, it wouldn't matter. It didn't contribute that. That was already created. That already happened. I'd love to say that the giant robot was a new and ingenious idea, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
If this was the first time they said, you know, we can use practical effects to make a robot, and then that made them go and build animatronics for Jurassic Park or something. If this was the stem, I'd be like, hell yeah. I don't know that it was.
Yeah.
I'd love to find out that it was, that like those people did that. So I would agree with you, like a 4. And the 4 only comes from how cool the set pieces are, and that I know the ship design, the city design. I know it was borrowed in the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know where or when or how. Oh, that's not what I wanted. All right, so let's play our fun game of who would you recast to make the movie better?
Hold on, we got a fun fact here.
Oh,
Ooh, I love a fun fact.
Thank you, Ryan Parsons. He didn't want to mess up his hair.
what? Oh, sorry. What? Oh,
Huh.
yeah. That's what I said. Is in the in the Dredd movie, Carl Urban never removes the helmet, not once, not for any scene. He
Mhm.
also doesn't really have a romantic interest in the female lead. It's more of like a big brother little sister thing they've got going.
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. Sly didn't want it to mess up his hair. You know, his beautiful, what he's known for, hair.
Sure.
Like that, you didn't want that to get messed up. Rob Schneider's hair looks better than your hair.
Yeah, that's a little.
And also,
ridiculous.
you have a very fat forehead. Like, and I mean like wide, like
Yeah.
like an alien brainiac thing. How did you get this? No, I'm not. We're done doing
Yeah.
this. We're moving on to the recasting. Who would you recast with who, and why would that make the movie better? I already know most likely who we're recasting.
Recasting Dredd.
Oh, okay. Who are you recasting him with, and why would that make the movie better?
Oh no, that was my guess. I don't know. I feel like someone who could kind of act might have helped. I don't necessarily know who.
Okay, so you think that his acting is poor, but for me, I think that fits the character. So bland and boring that the only thing he brings
Okay,
to the
when
table
you
is
put it like
excessive
that.
violence. Literally, the only time he's entertaining is when he's not talking.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the character. For this movie, especially. I mean, in the comics, I haven't read like a lot of them, but I feel like he again is not big on talking.
Yeah, but also also recast Rob Schneider. Just
That's who I want to
pick someone who
recast.
doesn't suck.
Yeah, like in every measurable way, someone who's not sucky.
Yeah.
Who that would be? See, I don't want it to be comedy.
Mhm.
And that's why I was actually thinking about that earlier. What purpose does he serve throughout the whole movie? He does one thing at the end of the movie when he pulls the
Pulls
cord.
the wires out.
Yeah. So he almost doesn't need to exist.
Mhm.
He doesn't help Dredd with his escape. He doesn't help Dredd get back into the city. In fact, he almost gets them both killed.
Mhm.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't help with Hershey.
Yeah, he really has no purpose whatsoever.
So I feel like you should meld him and the tech guy judge
Into
together.
one.
And he doesn't need to be in any of the scenes where Dredd is exiled.
Mhm.
Dredd should be exiled alone, then meet up with Max von Sydow, and then stumble back because he knows that what's going on now. And the combined character for the rookie who's good at tech and everything. Here's the other thing I want. All of the rookies, I want to be older. Because they're not just cops. They're also lawyers and judges.
They're like,
like their academy should be like 10 years long.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
they need to know every nuance.
Mhm.
Because they don't usually have, there's no like appeals process. Well, there probably is, but it's very slow, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Very particular in who gets to appeal, and the higher the level of the judge that gave you that order, you've already skipped your appeals. Like Dredd being so senior, if he sentenced you to 5 years, it would have to go up to the council to be overturned because he's like the most senior judge. So yes, I feel like they should be older. And so who would I recast him with? Older. So someone with a little bit more charm in 1995, who we believe to be smart, but also interesting. Jeff Goldblum?
I mean, the man could do anything.
But I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's right.
I know what you mean.
But like I feel like he would do it.
Yeah.
He'd be there. It'd be very much like his character in Jurassic Park, where he's kind of like sexy scientist.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it'd be. He'd be like the rock star judge, like
Mhm.
the one who's not quite taking it seriously, but is super smart, and that's why.
Yeah.
And that'd be kind of fun, actually. He has limited screen time.
This cyborg makeup is great.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. Love it.
I also wondered. They mentioned that the scorched earth is not easy for a child. Why was he out there?
Yeah.
What did he get sent into the scorched earth for as a child? Like, do these people have a really good point wanting to overthrow this system? I mean, obviously. Again, it's like watching The Punisher and rooting for cops.
Yeah.
You can't watch this and root for the day-to-day judges.
No.
You root for the people that are trying to buck the system.
100%.
Yeah. So if we wanted to break the movie, obviously I would just make Rob Schneider Dredd.
Oh yeah, easy. There you go.
I don't even have to add anybody.
Done.
Remove his character and make him Dredd, and just
And your movie
or Adam
is...
Sandler as Dredd,
Oh God.
and then
Yeah.
leave Rob Schneider in. Just put him in. Replace Hershey with Rob Schneider. Look at that movie.
Yeah, that is
it's just an
that
Adam
is a
Sandler.
broken movie.
See, and I didn't even have to cheat and do like Nicolas Cage or
Yeah. No, I feel that. Oh, that's a timeline I don't like thinking about.
Good Lord, yeah. Whew. Dodged a bullet there. A bullet that was never going to happen,
But still.
who I saw in the trivia, there was like some people they were talking about they thought about casting. I just want to look those up real quick because I remember one of them made me like guffaw. What?
Kurt Russell would be a good choice.
Oh yeah, that would break it.
For breaking it or for replacing that character? Oh, he's talking about replacing that character. The smart, sexy judge that we were talking about where I was doing Jeff Goldblum. Kurt Russell would actually do really good. He got his start in sci-fi.
Yeah.
He was the computer that wore tennis shoes.
Mm.
He's a robot.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, he does sci-fi, and back then he was boyish, good looking.
All I'm picturing is the Thing. Kurt
Actually,
Russell.
no. 95, he would have been into grown man, like gruff, most of the time.
Yeah.
Suggestion for Brooks.
What?
Judge Reinhold.
Oh God! Are we breaking the movie? Judge Dredd played by Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
That
no,
would break the movie.
That breaks the movie.
Also, I'm pretty sure he's a terrible person. I can't remember.
I don't know. Too many people have done horrible things.
That's true. Let's see. Yeah, so the moment where Dredd removes his helmet, it caused a lot of controversy because Dredd never removes his helmet in the comics. Oh, I guess he removes it once in the comics, but his face is super disfigured and it's covered with a sensor bar, so you don't see it.
Oh, sure.
I wanted to see. Come on. There was some of the things in here about like the possible casting. Oh yeah, Christopher Walken turned down the role of Rico. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You have
Not
done
because
us
you're
a
not
service.
wonderful, but this would have been bad for you
This would have been such a horrible fit.
and the movie.
Mhm.
Like your career and this movie would have suffered for that.
Yeah.
This fact made me laugh. Sylvester Stallone had never heard of Judge Dredd until he was offered the role. Yeah,
That's always
Like,
a great.
nobody
great
had that.
sign.
They'd only been around for 18 years, and unless you're a comic book nerd, you're mostly reading the mainstream comics. Judge Dredd was like sort of
Fringe.
not totally, but like more fringe than your Supermans and your Marvels.
Oh, absolutely.
There was another one. What was it? Oh yes, here we go. After the success of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Peter Hewitt was lined up to direct the film with Arnold Schwarzenegger to play the title role. No, thank you.
No,
And Michael Ironside as Rico.
that name does not ring any bells.
I'll just bring him up here, and then you'll know who he is. Starship Troopers.
It's been a while since I've seen Starship Troopers.
Oh my God. trying to think of what else you would know him from. That guy? Total Recall?
Sure.
You've
You
never
don't-
seen Total Recall, have you?
We don't have to spend time on this.
I'm
I have never seen
very
Total
sad.
Recall.
So Total Recall's on the list. Don't worry, I'm never going to make you watch the new one because I've never seen it and I don't want to.
No,
Have you seen Late Night with the Devil? Anyway, yeah, so it was supposed to be Michael Ironside, and I don't like that at all. Also, if Michael Ironside played a character named Rico, it would make it really weird in Starship Troopers when he's constantly talking to the character Rico.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make it very weird.
It's constantly chastising Rico. It's just like nobody would be able to remove him from that.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got going on? I don't think I have anything about this movie. I think we've agreed the sets were made beautifully. The
Mhm.
practical effects are great. Even the things that are probably CGI'd in are pretty good.
Yeah, pretty decent.
What else? Anything else to say about this?
Not really. If I'm being completely honest.
I don't really have anything else for this movie either. I mean, I like it more than you do, but oh yeah, we talked about doing a follow up with Demolition Man because it's the other one where Rob Schneider and Sylvester Stallone are in together.
I think I'm good.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it?
It's a different dystopia where they think it's a utopia, but it's a dystopia.
Okay.
It's pretty good, and it's set in 2020.
Fun.
But 1993, what they thought 2020 would be like.
Yeah.
Well, what conservatives feared the world would be like in 2020. You got to see it. We're going to watch it at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a good movie.
It's another one which is just classic fun, and it's Wesley Snipes being Wesley Snipes. Anyway, what do you got going on?
Well, we got Fighting with Friends, regularly scheduled programming tomorrow night. Nothing particularly special, just normal episode. No guests or anything. I bought a bunch of movies from Full Moon Features, and they arrived today, and I'm really excited about that.
Nice. I don't know what that is, but
Oh, it's
I assume I'm going to love it.
like a production company that's known mostly for like B horror movies. What do they do? Like fucking Evil Bong, Puppet Master.
Oh, those ones. Okay.
Fucking love those.
Those are what I was talking about before. Those are the party movies where they're rewatchable when you throw them on in the background, but you would never like want to sit down and watch them again.
No. Full Moon also did. Have you ever seen Castle Freak?
No, never seen that one.
Oh, fucking awesome. Stuart Gordon.
Okay. Yeah, I do love me some Stuart Gordon.
They did like 3 of Stuart Gordon's films. They did Castle Freak, Pit and the Pendulum, and Dagon.
Okay. But not Space Truckers.
No, not Space Truckers.
Because that feels more like their niche, right? Like,
Yeah, it really
with Evil
it
Bong and
really
everything.
It really does. Now that you mention it. Oh, they also did Subspecies.
I'm not sure I know that one. I feel like I do.
Vampire movies.
Okay. I like vampire movies.
Highly recommend. Subspecies is good. I want to watch more of the sequels.
I always thought vampires were more doms, but, you know.
Yeah, they do have that energy. Yeah, come on, Chris. Where are you at?
Whatever. He's typing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was communicating.
I thought that was a pretty good one, too.
I do think that was a pretty good one. Oh, you created the episode title for the most recent episode of Fighting with Friends with your comment.
What was it?
You were like, Bridget knows all about studying abroad.
I
And the episode
thought that was so fucking
and
good.
the episode title is Studying Abroad.
Oh, fucking love it. I realized I was kind of ragging on you a lot, but I hoped it was received well. Like it was meant in good fun. It's also my way of showing I'm actually watching and listening to your episode.
I have been laughing about it for like 2 days now.
Good, good. Because I'm always like, what if I say something that's just a little bit too much?
No,
I hope she'll tell me. I hope she'll.
I've been laughing about it for 2 days straight.
Good.
What else is going on? Not much.
Okay.
I'm still like, this is just a slow time of the year for me. It's slow at work. I'm not doing much.
It's a little slow work for me now.
One of my favorite pastimes recently has literally just been getting high and watching B movies. Like, I'm in that era of life right now.
I can't just like do that as much though, because I have to get up early in the morning and take my son to daycare and stuff. So I can't stay up till midnight getting high and watching B movies.
That's what I've been doing a lot of lately.
Yeah, thank you. So I just save it for the weekend. I stay up real fucking late and get entirely too high. Like I push that limit to where this is too high. I'm not having fun.
You ever seen the video where it's like, hey champ, someone told me you got a little too high?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I love it.
Oh, it's fantastic. That video has genuinely saved my life.
Okay. Like when I invented the fusion powder shot, that was when I knew I needed to come down a notch. I was like, this is too much. I need to slow down. Whereas Chris said, oh, I could do 2 of those.
Bruh.
That's how I'm probably gonna. No, I can't start Saratoga Comic-Con that way.
No.
Just alcohol. I think I'm only gonna do alcohol for Saratoga Comic-Con.
Solid plan.
Because the mixing, it gets confusing. I think it's the first time we've gotten to use that one.
Boom, there we go. We are creating content here, folks.
Yeah. I take it back.
What?
I will be doing fusion powder at Saratoga Comic-Con.
Is there a particular reason that you just got really excited and remembered that?
Dr. Brooks got Fun Dip.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way that I eat the powder out of it. Before I switch to the other method, which is not camera safe.
I'm not going to say it.
The one that makes people uncomfortable, but I get every drop.
Sorry, I am being a 12-year-old boy right now.
It's okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so what do I have going on? I just had eye surgery, and I'm mostly better.
How did that go?
It was fun. It was like 2 hours of waiting and getting these special eye drops that I had to get,
Fun.
and then it was like a 10-minute surgery where I was supposed to be sedated so that in the moment I would be able to be aware, but so sedated that I would not remember what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And between the numbing drops in my eye and the sedation, I wouldn't feel anything. Neither of those turned out to be true. I remember all agonizing 10 minutes of having my eye cut into.
I'm so sorry.
And I wish I didn't, but
well, yeah, no shit.
It's genuinely I don't want to be a little bitch, but it's genuinely traumatizing.
That's not being a little bitch. That's genuinely fucking traumatizing.
It fucking sucks. I literally think about it and have to take a deep breath.
That sucks.
So
ass.
Yeah. Good times.
I'm so sorry.
But it's mostly healing good, and I have much better vision in that eye now than I did before.
That's something.
So, yeah. It was to remove a cataract, which I had from an injury.
Mm. Yikes.
Every time I would have to go somewhere to talk about my surgery, I'd be like, yeah, it's for cataracts. They'd be like, why? Because most of those people are 60, 70, 80 years old getting cataract surgery, and I'm not even 40. Yeah, well, take a massive eye injury and let it fester for 20 years.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That will fucking do it.
So I had that, and then what else we got going on? I got nothing else going on until next Monday, I don't think. Yeah, we booked our room for Saratoga Comic-Con.
And now Brooks, we got to get that shit on lock.
I'll tell you this right now. Nope, I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
I gave her the rundown.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. You should do that. And see if we can get them adjoining.
We'll talk.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's coming up. And I know it's 3 months away, but the level of excitement I have for that
gonna be such a fucking
months ahead of time is
such
giddy as a school. This is Christmas week as a child is how I feel. And I'm going to feel that way for the 3 months leading up to it
Mhm.
because I had so much fun there.
No, it's always such a great time.
I definitely muted myself last time. I didn't do as like much drinking or anything else as I wanted to. So I think, but I did leave the table for the first time.
There you go. That's progress.
No, that's not true. I did the karaoke contest that 1 year. That was it. But this time I actually went to see vendors and stuff.
It's fun as shit, isn't it?
There's a lot of vendors. It's basically a vendor convention. It's not. So the other conventions that I go to are panel conventions. They're more about seeing professionals and learning things and having panel discussions in a room and then like opening it up to the crowd. Saratoga Comic Con is very much a vendor con. Panels are very limited. I mean, that's fine. That's just what they do. And I'm sure if they had the space for more panel rooms, then maybe they would add more panels and get better panelists and stuff. But
Hey, let's not be down to the panelists.
I didn't say that they were bad. I just said get more and better panelists. That
in his own garage.
what needs explained, Dr. Brooks? What needs explained?
The weekend situation.
Oh,
You will get the explanation.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
yes. There will be an off-air discussion with you about the very fun idea that I have that I already did our part of because I'm impulsive.
I love it.
And if there's things I find joy in, I invest in them and try to make them better.
I am often the same.
That's how I got here. It's how we all got here. Yeah, I don't have anything else going on except for daydreaming about the cons coming up in our next Regrettable Reviews, which we'll be reviewing.
We are going to watch The Man Who Fell to Earth by Nicholas Roeg.
Is that like a 1935 movie?
No, it's
Oh.
1976.
Okay.
Starring David Bowie.
I mean, there's a chance I'm going to be in love with this movie, and there's a chance that I'm going to be like, all right, well, that was unnecessary. I don't know. I've never seen it. We'll see.
I'm excited.
Yeah. If you're not seeing the chat or if you're listening to this later after the fact, do go to thebullandbee.com. The word and spelled out, not the ampersand. Use code MONSTERMEAD, all one word, at checkout, and you'll get $5 off your order.
Hell yes.
And
they make some delicious mead.
That's some of the best mead I've ever had. Truly.
Hell yes.
Their meader. I don't know what the proper like brewer term is for
Meterist?
I feel like it's just brewer or something, but like I feel like they deserve their own fancy word.
Yeah, they do. We'll have to come up with a better one.
Like find a Latin word for honey, and then like turn that into an IST,
Yeah, I like it.
Why is it happening?
Oh, okay.
He's doing things.
No, I got booted from Insta and I was going back on, but it came back with sound.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I just mute the site like I do with YouTube. Yeah. Then I can open anything and it doesn't come out.
I'm excited for this movie. This is gonna be good.
Okay. Yeah. Make sure to definitely The Man Who Fell to Earth.
The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Okay. Never mind. I was going to say, make sure to definitely message me the name of the movie, but I did remember it. Yeah. I guess that's it. I don't know. Unless you have other things you want to drop, you're coming back tomorrow with Fighting with Friends on the Big Dumb Monsters channel, but you also stream on yours, don't you?
Yes, we stream on our channel.
Because we figured that all out because StreamYard is, I don't want to say better, but I mean,
has some advantages.
there are some pretty distinct advantages.
So yes, you can
Both
catch
channels.
Fighting with Friends live on both channels. But if you want to tune in to our Twitch stream where we're going to continue talking about Vinland Saga on Thursday night, that just goes out on or no, have we been sending it out? I don't even remember. We might have been sending it out on all platforms.
You're probably fine to do so. I don't think anybody's going to care.
So then yeah, Twitch stream on all platforms too.
This is why I love Dr. Brooks. She has already got me my answer. They're just called mead makers.
Oh, sure.
Like me, she will not stop. She'll just like go Google something just 'cause she wants to know.
Oh yeah, no, she's the designated podcast Googler.
Yeah. So it's just very funny because I was like, oh, look, there it is. I'm sticking with meters and I'm still looking up the Latin word for honey and just adding IST for that.
I like it.
And then Thursday, Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga?
Vinland Saga.
I still haven't checked that out. Is that an anime?
Yes, it is.
The Latin word for honey is mel.
Mellist?
Mellist.
Yeah,
Mellist.
mellist.
Sure, whatever.
These are all just, it's almost like doing meatist instead of meterist.
Yeah.
We are awful off the tracks. I have the
Little bit.
attention span of a goldfish right now, and I don't know which of my meds that is.
I love that for you.
Or my aftermarket meds. All right. Well, I guess we'll leave you with that. Come back tomorrow for some Fighting with Friends. The following day for Fighting with Friends, Vinland Saga.
Defense is back Friday. We canceled last week.
Yeah, I
Defend
noticed
on
that.
Friday.
So we're gonna have a double thing because we'll have Defend this Friday, and then nothing next week. Or you're gonna do it again next week?
Probably nothing next week. Yeah.
Are you just gonna be on the same schedule as us from now on, or
it keeps moving around, so
it doesn't matter to me? It's like you're the one who just has an extra thing to do that week. That's
yeah,
all.
no,
So-
our schedule has died down, so we almost went crazy doing this.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I think we should leave everyone with our words of wisdom.
We should,
Don't shake alien eggs.
and never trust the android.